What is going on, boys? Welcome back to the Monday Morning Quarterbacks Podcast, episode 37, NFL, Week 15. We got Josh on the top left, Hefe top right, Big P on the bottom right, myself on the bottom left. How we feeling, boys? Welcome back.
Back.
Feel good.
Back. We got Jeff back.
Welcome. Should we just hop right into recapping the games?
Sure. Any games
Go on.
that jump out to anybody?
16
Not me. I
this
didn't.
week.
I have no highlights at all from last week.
I don't know, barely even. Last week was just a blank in my mind. I barely remember what happened last week in the NFL. You guys got any games you want to recap?
The Bills-Rams game was a shootout, and the Bills suck. Josh Allen's a fraud. Matt Stafford's so much better.
That might have been game of the year. Josh Allen, 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns in a
He
loss.
just took
And
those
a loss.
away from James Cook.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to talk about the Bills coaching staff just being brain dead. And how do you sneak it there? So they have 3 timeouts, a minute left. They're on the 1-yard line. The clock is stopped. And they sneak it, don't get it, burn a timeout. And that's what lost them the game ultimately. I mean, they get the touchdown there. They need an onside kick, don't get the onside. As opposed to potentially getting a stop with your 3 timeouts. That's just bad coaching.
I didn't watch that game.
Great analysis. Yeah, but I mean, they just blew that brutal way to end it in an awesome game though. Probably game of the year. So
I
fun.
did
to
watch the Chiefs win again. That was a really good win. The
Could've
Chiefs
lost.
they're just good. They're just such a good team. I think they're probably the best team in the NFL. It's not even close.
I don't
They just
wanna
play
skip-
so
I don't want to skip over Puka Nakua's performance either. That man is just a dog. I've been saying Puka for weeks. I've been telling everyone Puka's
Yeah.
a top 5 receiver. People have been trying to laughing at me saying I'm crazy. Puka this year is a top 5 receiver. I mean,
Was
he's
watched-
been out a good amount too, but
It'll
Lots
be
of good
interesting
wide
to see what
receivers.
happens when Stafford's gone.
this is my top 5 this year. And CD's not in the top 5 just based off of who he has thrown on the ball. So don't take that in offense. He's my 6, but this is the top 5. 1's Jamar, 2 is Jettas, 3 is Nico Collins, 4 is AJ Brown, 5 Puka Nakua, 6 CD,
AJ Brown's barely been here this season.
and he's still been insane.
I hate Jalen Hurts, dude. I hate
So
I had
does AJ
Saquon
Brown
and
Devonta.
AJ Brown in one of my leagues, and Jalen Hurts just single-handedly ruined both of them. I hate that guy.
I don't think the Eagles
Hello?
are living up to they've been hyped up a lot the last few weeks. I don't know if they're they're a really good team. And they're 11-2 football team. But Jalen Hurts is just not it throwing the ball. And if a team gets up on them, it's like I mean, AJ Brown and Devonta Smith are both really good, but can he get them the ball consistently? And I mean, they're clearly frustrated.
I think they're
Yes.
frustrated because they run so much. I think Jalen Hurts can throw it fine. He's not like a top 8 passing quarterback at all, but
He's just
good
missing
enough to
them
do.
though. Like they're so wide open, and he's just taking sacks or like just not seeing them.
Yeah. yeah. Sometimes he'll definitely take some sacks and not see them. That's definitely true.
He's just not attempting a lot of passes. I mean, they're doing so good running the game, like running the ball with Saquon. They're just not throwing the ball a lot, and I think that hurts the ego of AJ Brown and Devonta Smith a lot.
Yeah, it definitely hurts them a lot, but they don't need to pass it, I guess. And Saquon's still young, so this is probably the next 2 or 3 years worth. AJ Brown's probably going to demand a trade or something.
Vikings just smacked the Falcons. Sam Darnold
Jordan Addison.
is that dog.
Great.
5 touchdowns, 350 yards out of Sam Darnold. I
Also,
tried to tell you.
Addison-
I tried to tell you guys about Sam Darnold before the season started.
He's been terrible.
Big P literally said we're gonna have to clip this and come back to this moment because we're either gonna laugh in your face about you hyping up Sam Darnold or you're just a genius. And there's no laughing in
think
my
that's-
face, boys.
He's terrible. Sam Darnold's terrible. He had one good game in the last 6 weeks. And also the receivers were wide open that whole game.
The Falcons secondary is not good.
He's currently 6th in yards and 3rd in touchdowns.
I mean, 22 for
That's
28, 350, and 5 touchdowns is a crazy stat line for just Sam Darnold.
Definitely crazy for Sam Darnold.
Also, I want to give Bryce Young his flowers. Because I know they're still not like winning, but he's playing at a lot higher level than he was in the beginning of the season. I know my hot take of the Panthers winning the South this year didn't age well, but next year they got it.
Any other games we want to touch on? Josh hit on the
Jags
Chiefs a
won.
little bit. Oh, there you go, P.
Jags won when we don't need them to. They did
10-6.
win.
What a game.
What a legendary game out of Mac Jones.
220 yards, 2 picks, 0 touchdowns. W.
W. That's what we do around here.
49ers stayed alive against the Bears. They looked like the 49ers again suddenly.
That Hawks win over the Cardinals was big for the West implications because now they kind of earned the driver's seat a little bit. But big game against, was it San Fran this week? No. Is it San Fran this weekend?
No,
Green Bay.
Who is it this week? Oh, Pack. And then they got Detroit 2 weeks from now, I think. Or is it next week? I don't.
They
I'm
got a
just
tough
not talking.
road.
Yeah, they got a tough road.
Lions won again.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. I was going to be the nice guy. I feel like we can't not touch on it.
which game are we touching on? All right, I think that.
Yeah, I think that was good. That was a good wrap up.
All right, so we get into this.
Honestly, like, I just don't understand why two of those 5 fourth downs Dan Campbell went for made no sense in my mind, and the Lions are gonna live by that, and they won this week by that. They've won a lot of weeks by that. I think that's what's gonna get them bounced in the playoffs like it did last year. Dan Campbell choosing to go for it up 2 scores instead of making a 2-score game a 3-score game in the third quarter of the NFC Championship game last year is arguably what lost him that game. Of course, a lot of other things too, but I think there's going to be a crucial 4th down come playoff time. And man, would I love to play this Lions team a 3rd time.
Third time's the charm. That's what they say.
And here's to all the Lions fans that want to come out of the woodwork. And I swear there's not a team that we'll lose to. Like, I mean, we just actually don't lose to the Bears, so I haven't had to experience that in a long time. But, like, when we lose to the Vikings, like, nothing, crickets, whatever. When we lose to the Lions, I have people come out of the woodwork from my personal life that I haven't talked to in, like, 5+ years. I don't even have their numbers saved in my phone, like, chirping me about the game. And I'm like, that's what's different between Packers fans and Lions fans. Packers fans are used to winning. Lions fans have never had this. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what to do with themselves. There's a difference between us and them. They're trying to hang NFC North banners. We're trying to hang Super Bowl banners. Big difference between the two fan bases. They're getting hyped. They're bragging about going to the NFC Championship last year. If the Packers go to the NFC Championship game and lose, that's an L season for us. That's like their flex. They're hanging an NFC North banner in Ford Field, and they're hype. We don't get hype about NFC North banners. NFC North banners were an every year occurrence in my life. I don't care. We're still going to be in the playoffs. We might even play you a 3rd time. Let's go. Come on. Bring it on.
So angry.
That team's beatable,
Third
man.
time?
They're so
We're
beatable.
definitely
so angry.
There's no way we lose 3 times.
I was shocked we lost twice.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I'm just happy stupid Amon-Ra didn't get in the end zone. Gosh, I would have.
Also, Dan Skipper's
Dick,
like
what-
400 pounds flopping and winking into the camera. Amon-Ra's ripping Xavier McKinney's helmet off his head mid-play. That offensive PI on Christian Watson. If you're going to call that, let's call the other 4 on Detroit every time they ran a pick play that game. Because all they do is pick plays, screen passes, and play action over the middle to JMO when they're not running the ball. Jared Goff is a check down merchant. He goes through the McDonald's drive-thru. He orders every sauce he can, and he dinks and he dunks all day.
Okay, I'm
There's a lot of-
getting Connor and the Colts now at this point.
All right. Should we move into week 15? Some of these games.
But I have one thing to say.
Oh, here we go.
After,
This guy.
What happened?
Secret Lions fan.
No, what happens if the Lions do win the Super Bowl this year? That's all I have to ask. What are you gonna do?
Wish misfortune on the Lions for the rest of their careers.
Yeah. Pray on their downfall. Say congrats, you won your first
Like
Super Bowl ever.
after all the rage bait that you've said, like, well, I mean, okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, nothing's gonna happen. We're still gonna be.
Lions fans don't
alive.
understand rage bait because they've never been good. They've never been in a position where they've had to experience rage bait. And now they're like experience it, and they're just like social media warriors.
No
Love
one went for the Lions.
That's
Like
'cause you
everyone just
started.
admitting.
I just know exactly what to say to make Lions fans angry. I had like 800 people in my TikTok live just attacking me. It's hilarious.
Can I get my take on the Lions really quick?
I would love to hear it.
Super fast. That play on fourth down, single-handedly the dumbest coaching decision I've ever seen in my entire life. Like no defense for it. I don't care what your analytics say. And to Jake's point, when we get to the playoffs and it's every game is go home, shit like that is gonna send you packing. Like first round, second round. That's not Super Bowl caliber coaching. Super Bowl caliber coaches are not as gambly as that. Like that was too gambly. Like there's going for it on fourth down, and then there's like the other team has no timeouts, 40 seconds. I know I've heard enough of Lions fans in my ear. Oh, remember 28 seconds from 2 years ago? Remember 14 seconds from 3 years ago? Blah 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 blah. Bro, if 40 seconds, no timeouts, kick your field goal. What are we doing going for it? And then your quarterback tumbles. That is just weak. It's weak. And I think it's not going to last. Like I just don't think that they're going to be able to maintain to the Super Bowl. I don't think it's Super Bowl year if we're coaching like that. That's not coaching Super Bowl teams.
They're still playing at the mentality that they're the underdog.
Yeah.
And they
It's
don't
cringe.
need to be taking these crazy chances. Like
It's so cringe.
I'm just waiting for a Dan Campbell fake punt for no reason that's going to cost them the game, or a go for it on fourth down for no reason.
I mean,
Like-
think about it. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, even the fourth down they went for on their own 30, up 3 points in the third quarter. Like they were up 10 points to start that third quarter, and we took the lead in like 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the half.
Right. It changes games. I mean, that's what I was going to say. Like, and then everyone's like, oh, well, at least he's consistent with it. And my argument was like, consistent. He was consistent with it when you guys were up 17 on San Fran, then two turnover on downs. Yeah, believe all you want, bro. This ain't Ted Lasso. I mean, Ted Lasso.
The locker room feeling like
Ted Lasso's the opposite, bro. Ted Lasso, conservative. Ted Lasso, protect the rock. Ted Lasso, if don't go for it on his own 30.
No, don't do that.
Ted Lasso don't do that. He protects.
Have you watched
within.
Ted Lasso?
I have. It does not do that.
Those are football plays on a soccer field.
I mean, we at this point we might be able to get a Premier League manager to actually coach the Lions better than Dan Campbell is. Like from like a technical coaching standpoint, I get it. Dan Campbell's the heart and soul of the team. I understand that. He's a dog shit fucking coach. Ben Johnson's an off. Dude, I can't wait for next year, bro. Because Ben Johnson's gonna leave, and there's gonna be no fucking offense. You guys are gonna get shit on because Dan Campbell's not a coach. He's a fucking walking
What?
billboard for
But if they
Applebee's.
win the
He's
Super
a
Bowl,
fucking.
then it doesn't
I'm
matter.
yelling. My neighbors are gonna come fucking knock on my door. I'm getting angry and yelling about Dan. It's fucking firing me up, bro. I can't.
He's a motivational speaker.
He's literally a motivation. That's it. That's all he is,
People
man.
need that.
All right. I
All right, let's
think
get
we've
into
touched
this
on we touched on Lions enough. We'll
Yeah.
probably touch on them again when we get to their game, but let's hop
Gotta
over.
tone it down.
We got a good Thursday night football game. We got the Rams at the Niners. Niners are -3, over under 49.5.
Rams. I'm just gonna be quick with my picks tonight. I'm going Rams. Niners are lifeless, and Rams are still fighting.
I thought you're not going first because then I can just copy you and you'll.
It doesn't matter. Copy me. I don't care. It really doesn't matter.
Oh, Jeez.
I could give an update on the picks quick. Josh and Connor are still tied for the lead. They're 5 games up on me, 25 games up on Big P, and 16 up on Hefe. It's basically the math there. I'm 5 behind Josh and Connor, and then P is chasing Jeff 9 games behind for the beer mile. Who wants it next?
If we're gonna start bottom up, I'll go next. I mean, I'm not copying. I do like the Rams. I think the Niners are just frauds and their season's over. So
I agree. Good pick, Jeff.
The Rams are. This is the hardest game on the slate for me to pick. I've been going back and forth on this game for like the last 24 hours. The Rams' offense is so good, and I called them actually beating the Bills last week. Great call by me. Shout out. Yeah, Hefe did too. And the Niners are a long shot playoff team, especially with their tough schedule. I mean, they got three really tough games to end the year here. I'm gonna go Rams as well. I'm a believer in Puka and that offense, and Stafford's hot right now. Also, Stafford in December is a different human. He's been unreal in December in his career. Well, not even in his career,
Don't
just
be
with the
surprised.
Rams.
Don't be surprised when the Rams make the playoffs. Just don't.
well, every game's a must-win for them. Moving on. So
Yeah, I really don't
do they
want to
play
see
the
the Niners
Seahawks again?
in the playoffs, so I'm going to also pick the Rams in hopes that the Rams take the Niners out. That'd be great.
Sweet.
All right, we
Sweet.
got the Chiefs at the Browns. Chiefs are minus 4.5, over under 43.5.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
The Rams play the Seahawks. The Rams end their season against the Cardinals and the Seahawks. 2 divisional games. It's anyone's division still. What game are we on?
Chiefs. Browns.
What's the spread?
3.5.
It doesn't.
We're picking to win, Jeff. Let's pick to
4.5.
win.
4.5.
I'm taking Cleveland. They locked up the AFC West. You know,
I was the only one to
I think
pick
they
the Chiefs
took the
last
gas
week,
off the pedal.
and this is just why I question the picks every week, boys.
Why is the
Why are
spread
you
4
thinking
if they're
of
so much better than the Browns?
Why are the Browns not favored?
Because they have what was the
The
stat?
Chiefs are 0-8 covering the last 8 weeks.
The Chiefs are what NFL record 18 straight 1-score wins. I mean, the Chiefs don't know how to win by double digits if it saved their life.
But they know how to win by single
But they
digits.
know
and
how to
that's-
win.
Do you want to pick back on me, P? I'm going Browns. I don't care.
I already said Chiefs. I'm not piggybacking shit.
Chiefs.
I made my pick. You were still looking at the Rams.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, every game is a must-win for them.
Pod's heated tonight already. I love it.
All right, I'm leaving. This is why I skip every other week.
What do you got, Josh?
Yeah, I got the Chiefs. I think the more interesting pick here is how do the Chiefs miraculously win? Is it a call by the refs? Is it Patrick Mahomes
Jameis-
heroic? Is it the
Jameis
Browns
Winston
collect
sack fumble.
and it's win?
Strip sack fumble the other way touchdown.
They do a double doink
Ja-
and end this.
Jameis Winston fumbles the kneel. Yeah, that's insane. Bengals at the Titans. Bengals are minus 5, over under 46.5.
Cincy.
Is Joe Burrow going to be in the right mindset after his relationship just got leaked and his house got broken into? Who knows?
I don't, dude. He spent the whole week talking about a Batmobile, and still went out and threw 300 yards at Jamar.
Also, yeah,
Distraction.
they're literally just trying to get Jamar the Triple Crown now, since they're really not playing for much.
He's uncoverable.
He's just force feeding him.
There is a
He's
path.
wide open.
There is a path for the Bengals. They need a lot of help. They need the Broncos to lose 2 games. They need
Which
like,
is doable.
2
I mean,
other
that
teams to
Broncos
lose a
schedule.
couple games. Yeah. They need 3 teams to lose like 2 games and then to win out.
I'm not picking the Titans.
Yeah, I'm
that's
on,
but I wouldn't be
Excited,
surprised if they upset.
people stopped being surprised about Will Levis. I haven't heard a single media outlet talk about Will Levis since September. They're like, "Yeah, we get it. He's bad." Like they just stopped. They stopped being surprised.
yeah, he's really
It's the
bad.
future of the league, man.
Stop. He's Davis Mills Jr., bro. You're not gonna know who Will Levis is in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm on Cincy. I think it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'll also pick not the Titans.
Yeah, literally. Anyone would. Give me Mickey Mouse here.
We got the Commanders at the Saints. Commanders are -7.5, over under 43.5. Looking like no Derek Carr for a while here. Probably gonna shut him down this season.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. These Commanders are the current 7 seed, trying to fend off the other bunch of 6-win teams coming at their throat. I think they get a gritty one here.
Agreed.
I don't know if
Hit
it'll
the
be
grit.
gritty. I think the commies blow them out.
It still takes grit to blow someone out, Jeff.
I like 3 touchdowns.
For who?
The commies blow them out by 3 touchdowns. What do you mean?
Ow.
I'm gonna take the Commanders as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll pick
I'd love to see a
Washington.
Rattler legacy game. I think Hanner's the guy, right? Like that's who came in when Derek got hurt. So
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Hainer. But
I think you just threw Rattler out there because what's the point in throwing Hainer out there? He does
they
not.
threw Rattler out there already, and they saw it. So they might as well go with Hanner. You know, when you got 2 games of film with Rattler, that's enough for us.
Bryce Young got better.
He did
Bryce
get
Young
better.
got
You're right.
Maybe
How-
Spencer Rattler.
how many
can
games did it
slightly-
take Bryce Young to get better though?
Yeah.
At
Bryce
what
Young's
cost?
like year 2, 25 games deep in his career.
Yeah. Alrighty, another sweep. A lot of sweeps. A lot of just terrible games this week. I'm just looking at the next 3 games on the platter, and
Let's get it.
yikes. Ravens Giants.
Platter?
Ravens are -16, over under 42.5. The biggest
What did you
spread
call
of
it? What was the second?
platter.
No, what was the second game though? Giants.
Ravens Giants. Yeah, Ravens are -16, over under 42.5. The biggest spread of the year.
Sheesh. Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, this is just a sweep.
Tommy DeVito starting
Cool.
though. He's back.
Yeah, he's. The line was 13.5, and then once DeVito got announced the starter, it jumped to -16. If that tells you anything
Well,
you
Drew
need to know
Lock's in
about Tommy
Milwaukee.
DeVito.
The Ravens are going to cover too. They're going to win by 3 touchdowns. Maybe more.
Heck yeah.
They might cover the over-under by themselves.
Derrick Henry fantasy owners are gonna eat this weekend.
Hmm. It's a bad
Lamar
week to
fantasy
play
owners.
Derrick Henry in your fantasy football playoffs this week. I'm not gonna lie. All right, moving on. We got the Cowboys at the Panthers. Panthers are -3, over under 43.5.
Hmm.
Can I say? I don't want to start this one.
I didn't start it.
Give the man his flowers.
There you go. Jeff's got it.
Give me the Panthers. Bryce
I
Young's
like the
playing for his
Panthers.
life every effing week, and he's having fun out there, and I love it.
But the Cowboys are a lot better than people think, even with Cooper Rush at Q. Like, they were a blocked punt bouncing the wrong way, and their players not really knowing what was going on that punt play of beating the Bengals last week. And CD is getting fed too. I'm gonna take Dallas here.
I'm taking Dallas as well. Sorry, Josh. I'm jumping back in. Rico back to back, just career game number 1, 126. Career game number 2, 150. I think he has 300-yard games in a row, and we keep talking about Rico. Panthers D is Panthers D. I mean, when they lost Derek Brown for the year, they lost their ability to stop the run up the middle or pass rush up the middle. And literally, it's just going to be game plan 1 is run Rico, and that's all they're going to have to do. I don't care how good Bryce is.
I don't know what to do on this one. I guess I'll go the Cowboys. I don't know. This one's tough. I like the Panthers a lot, but I'm just gonna pick the Cowboys because
Myself.
Oh,
I
wow.
myself. This is the game that Bryce Young solidifies that he is the franchise quarterback for the Panthers. 300 yards and 3
Bryce
tutties.
Young is
Give it to me.
cheeks still.
300 yards and 3 tutties. Give it to me.
Speaking
think
of
that's gonna happen.
speaking of cheeks, let's move over to our next game. We got the Jets at the Jaguars. Jets are minus 3.5, over under 40.5.
Yeah, Jags won 2 in a row here for no reason. Season's over. Why not go? Let's go get pick number 15, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, season's also over for the Jets, and that locker room just doesn't look like they're having fun. Garrett Wilson's probably gonna get traded after this year. He's gonna ask for a trade. Like it's, yeah. Give me the Jags here.
I'm gonna be on the Jets. They're just so much better than the Jags with Mac Jones at QB. Like if T-Law was starting, I'd probably pick the Jags here just because the Jets are abysmal. And as much as I don't want to pick Rodgers with how he's played, he actually did play better last week. And Tay and Garrett Wilson both looked really good. And honestly, I think both those running backs are rookies. I know Braylon Allen is. I don't know if the other guy was, but they both looked solid too. I think the Jets win here.
Is Breeze playing or is he out?
Not sure.
Nah,
Yet.
not sure yet.
I don't think he's gonna play.
It looked like he wasn't going to play because they said he basically hasn't progressed at all.
Okay. I think I said I'll never pick the Jets again the rest of the season, but I just don't know how they can lose this team. So I'll pick the Jets, I guess. But it would be so funny to watch the media after a loss to this Jaguars team. That would be pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jags are a lock now that Josh just picked the Jets because he's literally 0 for 12 picking the Jets this year.
Jets are really bringing me down this year.
And then every time you try to fade them, they win. It's so funny.
It kills me.
Yeah, it's tough. It's interesting too because Rodgers has got his Netflix thing coming out. I really need Rodgers to throw for 4,000 yards too. And he's just so I need him and Kirk to throw for 4,000, and they're both just heavily toed in the line of getting benched. Scary stuff.
Yeah. The Netflix documentary might be the worst timing of all time for a documentary.
I think based off that alone, they have to win this game. He's playing for the Netflix contract, not
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. If they win this game, Rodgers can probably promote it in the press conference. But if they lose, there's no way he can bring up to go watch his documentary.
He'll have to wait till McAfee on Tuesday to promote that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, moving on. We got the Dolphins at the Texans. Texans are -3, over under 46.5.
Going Fins. I think the Fins are trying to put together a playoff script for themselves. I mean, both of these teams are, but I like the Fins. Tyreek finally back in the mix. A little bit 10 reception game, big game for Tyreek this past weekend. I think they keep going.
I'm taking Houston off a bye.
Jeff loves his analytics. Classic Lions
Well,
behavior.
they just lost to the Titans going into the bye. They need to win to get in. They got time. They're rested. Yeah, why not?
I'm going to take the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are the hotter team, also in a must-win spot. Tua finally finding his stride with not just Tyreek, but also Waddle. Jonnu didn't even have a catch until overtime, and he's kind of been the funnel for that offense. And he had I think I took him over 50 as one of my locks, and on the last drive alone in overtime, he had 42 yards, 3 catches, and a tutty.
Tutty.
And Devon Achane is just probably one of the biggest weapons in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
But Houston off a bye, rested as well is interesting, but I think it'll be a close one. I'm gonna lean Dolphins though.
I think the Texans are bad, and for whatever reason they fall. I think when Nico got hurt, they just fell apart, and they never recovered. And I think C.J. Stroud's bad. Huge sophomore slump. Tua's been on fire, and Waddle's looked really good the last few weeks. So I'll take the Dolphins. And also, Achane gets 30 rushing yards, but then 3 touchdowns.
I think the Dolphins also have the number 2 pass defense.
They do have a
something
really
crazy.
good.
I think it
It's like
changed.
sneaky good. Like no one's talking about it, but sneaky good.
I think it changed better in the pass game than he is the run game.
Achan's
Yeah.
basically like the fourth receiver on the field. Or third.
He just can break anything. Like he could walk for 25 yards. Like he could get chunks. Like and you just need him to do it like 4 times a game. And it's like every time he touches the ball, he's got a chance to just rip it. Very Jahmyr Gibbs like.
Alrighty, we got the Colts at the Broncos. Broncos are -4, over under 44.5.
I'm not picking the Colts ever.
Same.
Same. I think we're all on the same page here.
Yeah. I think we all are.
Okay.
We all just agree.
We got the Bills at the Lions, game of the week. Oh, actually, we got 2 really good games back to back, but this is probably game of the week. Bills at the Lions. Lions are -2.5, over under 53.5.
Yeah, I remember that Thanksgiving game, 28 seconds left. That was Josh Allen that did that. Take Buffalo here
Going Lions.
by a million.
Lions by a million.
Uh-huh. Unfortunately, I like Josh and the Jets is with me in the Lions. Every time I fade them, they win, bro. Every time.
Well, they're 12-1, so if you faded them enough, I mean,
I know. But the one time I picked against them, I was right. I did predict their one loss.
I'm going to take Buffalo. Coming off a loss. I don't think they dropped 2 in a row. And I just don't know how this beat-up Lions defense is going to stop Josh Allen.
He's going to have to do what the Packers did and stop himself, which he doesn't do. So,
Not this year.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen's going to get a lot of big stats in this game, just like last game.
remember the Jags game? It's going to be like that. 50-0 at halftime.
I don't think the game's going to be very close either. I think the Bills will win by at least 10.
You're gonna either have a really good week or a really bad week, because I am on the other side of all of your picks.
Yeah, this honestly, this week could decide the beer mile. Like,
Yeah.
in stone. Like P's either back in it or like
It's over.
Yeah.
I don't.
yeah,
I got
I'm
Dragon.
on the other side of so many picks this week.
yeah.
I want the Chiefs.
Dude, yeah, that Panthers pick might hurt you. Oh no, wait, that's
I
Cleveland.
believe in the
Yeah,
Panthers.
it's Cleveland.
I believe. The Browns is just, whatever. See what happens.
Yeah, you're on
Like
one
James.
tonight. Keep it up.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to the next game. Also a really good game. We got the Steelers at the Eagles. Eagles are -5.5, over under 41.5.
I already know Jeff's picking Pittsburgh, so give me Philly here.
I played
This
out that
is-
exact
I don't know if
situation
I'm
in my
gonna
mind.
I don't know. This game is. I thought I saw something that like Philly hasn't won in Pittsburgh or something in 9, or Pittsburgh hasn't won in Philly in like 9 straight games or something.
Interesting.
He might hypothetically be onto something here.
So you're saying they're
if he
due,
didn't
is
imagine
what I'm
this.
hearing. You're saying they're due.
I'm. Oh.
It's like blackjack. They lost 9 in a row. They're gonna win the next one, right?
Roulette. It's gone
I'm
black
winning
9
Eagles.
times in a row.
I'm leaning Eagles. Just because Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae and all this criticism with the media, I think they're gonna come out with more of a fire and shut the media up.
I think
I'm running-
Philly's defense is also just like people love talking about the offense. Defense is crazy.
I'm running the
Crazy.
narrative street.
Speaking of
I'm
good
going Eagles.
defenses, I'm going to go the other side. I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
this defense-
Minka.
And I think the Eagles are 11-2, but if you look at them in the media and like how salty AJ Brown and Devonta Smith are and like everything going on in Philly. If you saw all that and didn't know their record, you would think they'd be like a 500 team with how they're acting right now. And I think that's going to catch up to them sooner than later. And I think they're going to drop this one.
Saquon MVP game against the best defense. Solidify it. 150 against Pittsburgh defense. You might have to give it.
I think Josh Allen locked it in last week. 3 passing and 3
He
rushing
lost
is
the
insane.
fucking game. Give me a break.
Yeah, but it's MVP. It's
I'm gonna
not.
go throw 7 touchdowns and lose, dude. No one cares. Sorry.
I was gonna pick the Eagles when we started talking about it, but as you three talked about it, I decided to now pick the Steelers. I don't know what swayed me one way or the other, but
He's
just
fading. He's
hearing
fading
everyone
us,
talk-
Jeff. He's fading us.
I don't know if it was
just
more me
copying his
picking it
brother.
or if he was just going opposite P and Jeff.
Yeah, he's like,
copying
wait,
his brother.
He's like, P and Jeff picked together? Okay, I'm going to go opposite.
I'm out of here.
Alrighty. Moving on, we got the Patriots at the Cardinals. Cardinals are -6, over under 45.5.
I'm actually gonna take the Patriots here. The Cardinals are pretty fraudulent of a football team, if you ask me.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
I had a dream about this. That's why. Normally when I have dreams about games, I'm right.
Okay.
Hit him with the wow.
Wow.
I'm going to take Arizona. Arizona, I don't love, and I feel like they can't beat any good teams, but what they can do is they can beat bad teams, and the Patriots
It's
are
not a bad team.
3-10 would say otherwise.
I want to pick the Patriots, but I think the the Cardinals have to win this. They're bad, but they'll win, I think. I don't know. There's like 3 games I've picked that I just don't like what I'm picking.
No one's making you pick what you don't like. You're acting like you're out here like, dang, I really wish I could pick New England, man. Like, that's how you just do it.
I'm trying to take the Patriots, but they won't let me, so I have to take the Cardinals.
Come on in. The weather's
Won't
nice in Foxborough.
All right, we got the Bucks at the Chargers. Chargers are -3, over under 45.5.
Yeah, Bucks. Chargers are cursed. You know how the Chiefs love to win by 1 possession? The Chargers are like the opposite. Give me Tampa.
It's a new Chargers team. With Harbaugh around. And P's literally picking because he knows I'm going to take the Chargers.
That's not true. I believe in what Todd Bowles is. Todd Bowles is a true coach right there. That's what I'm talking about. I don't need no coach with flash. I need a coach that wins games, and that's what Todd Bowles does.
Harbaugh's flashy.
No, I was talking about Dan Campbell. All roads lead back to Dan Campbell.
Did you pick already, Hefe? Sorry. You went
Yeah,
Chargers,
I'm going
obviously?
Chargers. I mean, they have to win. They're playing for a wild card spot. Like, the Broncos are right there. They need to win every game moving forward too. Like,
We should make they have to win a drinking game for our viewers because they would die if they heard that tonight. We've said that so many times this evening, and we're probably
at
going to
that point.
continue.
It's playoff season.
Everyone has to win.
They have to win. That's what they're going to do. Everyone has to win, bro. It's over.
I'm gonna be on Tampa here. Baker can be so good, but he can also just be so bad. But he almost has like a little Jameis Winston in him, where he'll put up like these crazy stat performances, but he'll also just throw like 3 interceptions that are just huge points in the game. But I'm gonna take Tampa here. Still no J.K., who I think is a huge part of the Chargers offense. So.
And Ladd, I mean, they were down Ladd. I don't know, is Ladd suited up this week, Jeff?
They really scammed a lot of people with Ladd last week. I had Ladd in 4 leagues in my flex. Luckily, I had Josh Palmer, who was
Who did you, yeah,
fine.
did his
He was
job.
fine.
He should. What's his name's out? Will Disley, but Ladd
Justin
should play
Herbert's hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
day to day. He'll play.
I think I'll take the Chargers. This one's tough though. The Chargers got a great defense. Unless it's the Chiefs and they have 5 minutes on the clock and they're trying to win the game.
That was the first game Josh and I picked different.
If you look at the Chargers like defense on paper, just like the names alone, it's like insane that they have not just like won every football game with
Bosa.
Mack and Bosa
Mack.
and Derwin. It's crazy.
3 guys on an 11-person defense.
Yeah. Mack and Bosa are like both
Bosa
top
fucking
5.
sucks.
Okay.
Get rid of him, honestly. I don't even.
He had a sack
Bosa
last week.
All
sucks.
right. All right. Okay. Easy.
Wow. The Bosa slander from a Chargers fan. Clip that and send it to him.
Bosa fucking
Easy.
sucks. Get rid of him.
Easy.
We'll take them.
Is this political sidage? Is that politically motivated hate?
Hashtag free
This is a
Pouncey.
football podcast.
Free Hernandez. Remember when the Pouncey brothers were wearing the Free
Yeah.
Hernandez hats?
That was
legendary.
crazy. The Ponce brothers need to be locked up immediately. I don't care where they are in the world right now. We need to find them and lock them up. They're criminals. All right, moving on to Sunday Night Football. We got the Packers at the Seahawks. Packers are -3, over under 45.5.
I'm gonna have the same take I had last week. First thought: prime time, Green Bay, Seattle. Geno does not win these, but my narrative has been Geno does win these. This is the year that Geno does win these. Taking Seattle.
Wow. Shocked. What you got, Hefe?
I'm taking the Packers here. I think Seattle's going to throw away this NFC West.
Not this year. Have you been listening to what I've been saying? Not this year, Jeff.
Yeah, this year.
Geno's
Rams are
different.
going to win the NFC West.
All right, well, that one's.
The Packers just don't drop 2 games here. This is a classic Packers, I feel like, are just going to come out similar to how we came out against Arizona. I think we're going to smack Seattle. Jason's chasing a 1,000-yard season, which, what a year for him. I'm more worried about, I don't know. I feel like JSN's the type of guy that would like shred our defense based on how we've played this year. But DK scares me more than JSN does. And DK is due for a big week too. So I don't hate DK on the other side.
That was.
But I'm gonna take the Packers.
I heard JSN's top 5 fantasy receiver.
He's got 75
Isn't that
catches,
crazy?
900 yards, only 5 touchdowns.
I know it doesn't sound right to me, but that's crazy.
So is Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's 4.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Jerry Jeudy had one big game. I think he's 4th in receiving yards, not fantasy points, right?
I don't. He's up there fantasy points too. I could look it up while we keep talking, but
Yeah, let's look it up because there's no way he's up there in fantasy.
He's fact checking you mid pod.
Yeah, I would love to see the Packers come out and put together a good game on both sides of the ball. That would be really nice. So I'll take the Packers.
he's
I'd love
7.
to see our
He's
Jerry
7.
Jeudy's
That's so crazy.
wide receiver 7.
Yeah. Guess who's I mean, it's shocking if you look at this. Like 1, 2, and 3 aren't shocking. It's Jamar, Jettis, Amon Ra. 4 is Scary Terry, 5 CeeDee Lamb, 6 you would just never guess.
Huh.
AFC wide receiver. Who you guys think? Some guy off the radar you wouldn't even think of.
I'm
Judy's
confused
9.
what you're looking.
Oh, Jerry Judy's 9, JSN 7.
What
It-
point
it's-
system are you using?
Lad? No, it's not Lad.
Okay, that's not PPR.
Hopkins? Nah, not Hopkins, right?
That's PPR. It's Brian Thomas Jr., but I was definitely looking at something weird. I don't know what
I
it
was gonna say-
defaulted me. What does STD stand for in NFL
Sexually
terms?
transmitted disease.
I don't know what that stands for. Okay, but this is better.
Standard.
Yeah, Jerry Judy's
Standard.
11. Jerry Judy's 11.
Standard.
Oh yeah, standard format.
Okay. So Brian Thomas Jr. is 6 in standard. That's crazy.
Now PPR because even though he doesn't have reception, still got the yards.
Yeah, JSN is literally wide receiver 6. That's crazy.
Tied
And
with
Drake
Garrett
London's
Wilson.
8.
Neighbors is 9. Judy or
I mean,
BTJ 's
Seattle's just throws.
No one
the
cares
piss.
about neighbors and BTJ.
My dynasty team, they do.
All right.
You know what
Should we
sucks?
move on?
Tell me.
That bet that Connor and I have for BTJ to have most receiving yards is gonna be fucking Bowers. Ugh.
And I have Bowers on the Dynasty squad. But moving on. No one cares about my Dynasty team. That's not even in the
I do.
playoffs.
I care about it.
Oh, thanks. We got 2 Monday night games this week. We got the Bears and the Vikings. Vikings are -7, over under 43.5.
Vikings. I want to, but man, them Bears just know how to lose football games.
Bears.
You know what I love?
What do you
Steph
love?
Curry steal.
You know what's got me feeling nice?
Got me feeling nice.
Teams love to rally around a new head coach.
Well, they lost last week.
That got smoked, too.
Wait,
It's his second
did
week.
Eberflus get fired last week?
Yeah,
We should
no,
have just we should have let him take the Bears.
no. Last week was the first.
Yeah, they looked really bad
Yeah,
without
fired last week.
Eberflus.
Oh, it was Thanksgiving is when they got fired.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bad
Should-
take. I'm taking the Vikings.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Minnesota here, too. I keep picking against Minnesota, and it keeps costing me. I think this is a layup game for what they need in their playoff run.
Yeah, I like the Bears a lot, and then they got smoked by the 49ers, so I'll take the Vikings.
Alrighty, moving on to the last game of the week. We got the Falcons at the Raiders. Falcons are only -4 in this, over under 44.5. That might be my favorite bet of the week.
What's your favorite bet of the week?
Probably not of the week, but I mean, I like it.
Aiden O'Connell's practicing at the beginning of the Aircast.
If Aiden O'Connell
'Cause he's
plays,
him.
I like it even more.
Aiden O'Connell, 350 guaranteed. Trey Tucker, haven't heard that name in a while. He was the second fastest 40 wide receiver in his combine. He's fast. He's going to expose these bum Falcons. Kirk Cousins might get benched. We've been saying it. It's a matter of time. I think after 6 sacks in the first half, couple picks, that he'll get benched. I mean, the Raiders here and absolutely expose these Falcons that are tumbling off of the face of the earth. You still with us, Jeff?
Oh, man.
Oh,
That's
no.
not a good sign. I'll go ahead and do my pick.
FBI.
I'm going to take Atlanta. I think Atlanta struggled, but I still think they have a legitimate chance to make a run here and get in the playoffs. I mean, they have such a talented offense between London, Mooney, who's honestly such a good wide receiver too, and then Bijan. And I think the Raiders are going to try to lose this game more than they'd rather win it so they can go get Shador. So give me Atlanta.
Shador.
These teams do this, though, all the time. You see it every year. Week 16, 17, 18, teams with no business winning. They just do it.
The QB2's been better the last few drafts. You might as well not have the top pick.
I keep waiting
It's,
for
uh,
Lobby's breakout, too, at some point. I mean, they have
the
three
The
running
Raiders
backs.
Improved list.
It was always Sincere McCormick.
So dude, where the fuck did that dude come from, man? Who is that? Who is that?
Gotta respect the name, though. What a great name. Sincere McCormick.
Sincere McCormick.
He's been good, too.
Who is that, man?
I'll take the Falcons, and Kirk Cousins is going to throw a touchdown guaranteed in this game.
Guaranteed.
I like that
I would
Connor's...
take the 2+.
I like that Connor's not on the pod right now, and he's just sitting in on the spreadsheet I'm putting all the picks into right now, watching what we're picking. This guy is not real.
Sus.
Kid's a weirdo.
Sus.
Going Falcons.
Okay,
Going Falcons.
so P's riding
Dude,
the Raiders alone.
yeah, I mean, I've been on the Raiders the past 3 weeks. I have no idea why. They're like my new pet project. Even
Hey,
though
I was like that in the middle of the season, man. Never bet against Vegas.
yeah. It started on Black Friday. I was like, I can't pick against a black hole on Black Friday, and ever since then, I'm just a Raiders fan, I guess.
You boys got any other hot takes? Anything we want to add before we wrap up the pod here? I actually got through these picks pretty good. Connor just sent in all his picks. If I don't know if we want to read those. Actually, he didn't get on the pod.
Dog?
We're not going to read them, but we'll see. Sorry, Hefe. Go ahead.
Divisional dog of the week is the Rams.
Divisional dog of the week.
That's my segment. Divisional dog of the week.
DDOW. Dow. The Dow.
The Dow.
I did like my segment from last year when I would bring up like who had birthdays, who had like deaths in their families, who had like important life milestones that happened. Joe Burrow potentially dating Olivia Ponton. I didn't even know Olivia Ponton was batting righty. I thought she was a lefty. I thought she was a switch hitter. I didn't even know she played for that team.
He's gay?
No, Olivia Ponton's a girl, but I thought Olivia Ponton was into girls, not boys. And now she's she's a big like social media person, and she's pretty well known. And Joe Burrow's house got robbed, and she was burglarized, and she was like there and called 911, and no one had any recollection that they were like. Everyone thought Joe Burrow had a fiance. But apparently they're not together anymore. So
I read something on the internet machine, and it told me that she works for him, and she came over to the house and saw that the window was broken, and then called police.
But it makes no sense that she would
I've never
work.
heard of this chick.
It makes no sense.
Why would she work for him?
Yeah, it makes no sense that she would work for him because she has no relation to like Ohio. Like she has no reason to be in that area. She has no connections in that area. And like, why would she?
She's also a model. Like, why would she be working for Burrow if she's a model?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's making a lot on her own to where I don't.
Yeah,
know.
but you guys are thinking about it from her perspective. You got to think about it from Joe Burrow's perspective. Gosh, I really need an assistant.
You think he's paying her for sex?
I just bought a Batmobile. Who could be my assistant? Let me go on Instagram and see who the top models are.
Yeah, that was interesting. But maybe I'll bring that back.
News machine you're reading needs to.
Fake news. You are fake news. All right. Anything else, boys? I think that was a good pod.
Bill Belichick went to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Did his girlfriend really go to North Carolina, or is that just something people on the internet?
No, she doesn't go to North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, he loved dating a college-age girl so much that he wants to go relive his college glory days at 75, dating a 20-year-old.
I saw a lot of the college football guys were like, if you're worried about Belichick's ability to recruit, just look at this. And it was just a picture of him and his girlfriend. And it's like, dude, for real, if he can pull that, bro, he can pull any athlete in the country, for real.
It's so fun.
Who wants to go play for old 75-year-old Bill Belichick though? Who can't even get an NFL head coaching job?
If I'm an athlete, I do, because if I use like my brain, which is not great as we see with my picks, I'm like, if I play for Belichick, I know that the NFL is gonna look at me because I have an NFL caliber coach who's teaching me how to ball and stuff. Like, I feel like just playing for him will like instantly get you elevated to like NFL scouts' eye.
The primetime.
Why didn't he go to a good team? Why didn't he go coach a good team? Why is he?
That was like the best. That's literally the best job. I mean, this coaching circuit is. They hadn't fired Day yet. They're in the playoff.
And could win a natty.
He literally could win the natty still. What are you talking about?
Okay, what are the chances he wins the natty? Because that's the
0.
only way.
They suck.
All right, well then he's not going to be the coach.
The last game they played, they lost to a 5-6.
What are their odds though? I bet they're like third or maybe even second odds on to win it.
Yeah.
We
don't need to talk about college. I tied it in because Belichick is the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I tied it in.
Yeah, I think that's a pod, boys. As always, it was fun. If you guys aren't subbed already, make sure to sub. Thanks for watching week in and week out. Our handful of loyal listeners, appreciate you guys. If you want to follow us on Twitter or TikTok, do that. And we will see you boys next week. Peace.